Welcome to SoulWhat, a Soultopia production. Every Tuesday, Michelle and Roger Welch take a deep dive into the intriguing and proactive world of metaphysics, a world beyond our human perception. They'll talk to empaths, readers, and other guests from all walks of life to find out what's hiding under the surface, uncover the mysteries of our modern world, and reveal the answers you need to live a happy, healthier life. Now, here's your hosts, Michelle and Roger Welch.
Hey guys, how y'all doing tonight? You will notice that by myself, Michelle's actually finishing up a book, and she's got to get it turned in this week, so she's kind of working on that. But I got the stand-in. Look, Matt, we can just do this when we think Michelle would actually chime in. We'll just go. What do you think?
I think it's a worthy substitute.
Do you think she'll kill us for that one?
Probably.
But we should
I'm
go
sure we'll
with,
hear about it.
Wait, this would be the other one when she gets upset with me.
That sounds very accurate.
Yeah, so we could do that with it, and I'll just keep it here just handy and everything. So I know that we were missed last week, guys, but we were in Tucson. We were buying crystals for everything, all types of new stuff for the store. So it's not just crystals. We ended up with a lot of jewelry, a lot of decorative type jewelry. I meant to wear my watch and I ran out and forgot it. I'll bring it next week. I got this really cool watch. It's actually a 1930s Rolex. This artist,
I saw a picture of that. Yeah.
So this artist actually takes like those old watches, like the railroad watches and even pocket watches, and reworks them to be like a wristwatch.
Yeah.
And they're super cool with the designs and everything in them. And he makes like, rings, watches. He makes necklaces, cufflinks, all types of crazy stuff. And it's some people are kind of steampunk. It is some of it's a little steampunky, but some of it's not. Some of it, some of the faces on the watches were those big silver dollars, the old silver dollars.
Yeah.
And he just kind of cut them real thin and actually made the face of the watches.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So
is that one of the cooler things you found out there?
Yeah, I thought those were super cool. We also had a lot of just the different crystals, even some of the older, or I say the older things, some of the things we used to keep a lot, like say Covalite. We haven't been able to get Covalite crystals in like 3 years because it's not available. I found 3 kilos. That's all I could find. I found 3 kilos from a family that we deal with from Peru, and they had 3 kilos, and I bought all 3.
Wow.
So that's coming in too. We're just waiting on UPS to make that delivery.
Still waiting.
Slow. UPS is extremely slow making that delivery.
Yeah.
So tonight, though, we thought we'd actually talk about a couple of different things. One, though, we're talking about was Tektites. And Tektites, guys, are like your Moldavite, your Libyan desert glass, or things like that. So there is a little bit of a difference. Like this right here is actually a Tektite. Okay. Got that one over there,
Let's
right?
see. Yeah.
So that's a Tektite right there. You'll notice this is black, right? So the Tektites are kind of the same thing as a Moldavite. Here's the Moldavite one. So you can kind of see they look very similar. Now, when you get them up into the light, the Moldavite is actually green and the Tektite is going to be black. Okay, it's more black. So that's where you see that differently. What makes Tektites you can actually find all over the world. However, Moldavite, that regular Moldavite, you're going to not really find that all over the world. You're going to find it actually in the Czech Republic. And there's a few little countries right there where the Czech Republic is, where they have found a few pieces, but not a lot. The majority of it comes out of the Czech Republic. And I know we've talked about it before, different shows, different things like that. But what makes it different in the last few years, it's really grown and really blown up, is the popularity of it, but it's also the rarity of it.
Is the only reason you can find it there, is that just because that's where something impacted and it happened to, the ground was a certain way that it formed it or something like that? Is
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And that's why it actually even has that green look to it. So what happened was a meteorite came into the atmosphere and it virtually exploded. It didn't actually hit the earth. It exploded as it came into right above the ground, right? And when it exploded, it basically, all that energy and heat fused the earth. But what happened, it was kind of like that energy hit the earth, it spewed all this up into the air. And as it went up into the air, the cooled it. If you think about it, it's kind of a glassy type product, right? So if you think about what that is kind of like silica, sands, quartz, and everything right together. And it got super hot, molded together. But when it got up into the air, it cooled it really super fast. And that's why you'll see like the little gas bubbles inside it too. And then it comes back down and it lands under the ground, right? And you'll even find some pieces like this one here is actually a really good example of it. This piece kind of shaped teardrop because of how it kind of dropped, and how it landed.
Yeah, it was like a droplet.
See, like a droplet. Yeah, exactly. So you'll find some pieces like that are super cool. Actually, this piece here, you'll find them pretty regular like this piece. And these, by the way, are considered to be huge pieces. So just so y'all know, these are huge pieces here. And I have seen some bigger ones, but these are like 10 to 11 gram pieces. Okay, so they're like 10 to 11 gram pieces. Typically, what we try to keep in stock are like these right here. I had a couple of them. I've got quite a few pieces that I will be putting out in the next week or two. But like these are all like a gram to a gram and a half type range, up to like gram to 2 grams. And so I've got quite a few of these types of pieces. But they're getting harder to find. And the reason they're getting harder to find is the supply and demand. Mm-hmm. So everybody knows about the TikTok stuff happened last year, right? Because everybody blew up on TikTok. Well, it happened a few years ago too. Wasn't TikTok around, but there was other things and other people talking, right? So there's a lot of people out there talking about Moldavite about, I'd say 4 years ago, maybe 5. And it kind of took a little bit of a boom and then it kind of leveled off. But in the last couple of years, with TikTok, it actually boomed again and it's starting to level off a little bit, which is kind of nice. But what happened, we have a couple of things. One, the Czech Republic government kind of put some rules and regulations into place. Yeah. Because before, if you and I, Matt, wanted to run and go out, let's go dig some Moldavite up, we could go do it. Okay. The problem is that people would go do that and they were trespassing. Okay, which nobody likes anybody trespassing on their land, but they would also get out and they would become a missing person. So when you become a missing person, they have to come and find you. And pretty much what would happen, these people were not miners. They did not know how to go out and dig and look for crystals. Yeah. And they're digging down in a hole and all of a sudden the hole collapses on them and they're dead. So now they have the cadaver dogs and everything out there, hunting for, it's no longer search and rescue, anymore. So the government changed those rules. You have to actually own the property that you're digging on. Plain and simple. You have to own the property you're digging on. The second rule is you can't dig more than 1 meter deep. So you guys think about 1 meter deep is just a little over 3 feet. Okay, it's like 39 inches, 39.3 inches, something like that, right? That's as deep as you can actually dig now. So they don't have the chance of it collapsing in. And you have to own the property. Yeah. Then you also have the fact that a lot of places they're building buildings, houses and things like that. So some of the fields where they're expanding the cities are getting covered over too with property, buildings, houses, and roads that they can't dig anymore out. Kind of stuck. So you have a supply and demand issue because of TikTok went crazy and actually, people wanted it. You have the government, they actually regulated it like crazy, really putting the stop on just anybody going and digging it up. And not only that, when the TikTok craze was happening, it was winter in Czech Republic. The ground in the Czech Republic, we thought it was cold here last week. The ground totally freezes.
That's a different kind of cold.
Solid, yeah. You can't take even equipment out there and dig a hole. The ground is totally frozen solid like concrete. So you're not going out and digging, Moldavite out. So to give you an idea, when that was going crazy, let's see, I was talking to them. It would have been August is when it actually started opening back up to actually dig again. Yeah. And maybe late September, August, right in there, right? So that's when they started digging and mining for Moldavite again. But you're still limited because it's only the people who own the property. They can't just have anybody coming in digging for them.
So there's probably like only a handful of people that are actually able to get this stuff and then send it out.
Yes, that's true. And the thing is it's actually even a tough part of it is that you have a lot of people that have some old stock, or at least they did have some older stock, but now they've actually come through a lot of that. So you just don't have a lot of that out there. Now, we'll tell you guys to be really super careful, because there was a guy came in yesterday. He had a huge piece of Moldavite. He bought it online, and he was like, I just want to know if it's real or not. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, first of all, how much did you get for it? I'm telling you guys, it was like way bigger than this piece. Okay.
Yeah.
He gave like $40 for it.
I'm assuming that's pretty low.
Yeah, because these little pieces over here are more than $40.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And he had just got it, and I'm like, man, I'd love to give you great news, but for a big piece like that, especially even ordering online, you would have, paid a lot more for it.
So what did he have, or did you know?
He had glass.
Okay, so it was literally just...
Yeah, it was glass made to look like Moldavite.
Yeah.
And because Moldavite and Tektites are kind of a glassy product, it's actually, if you think about it, fairly simple to mimic it. Obviously... You can, forge dollar bills all day long too, right?
Yeah.
So the better your forgery is, the more real it looks. I even ordered a piece off of Amazon about, 3-4 months ago, just because I wanted to show people the difference. I ordered one of those $10, $12 pieces. Oh, and it was so fake. I mean, it's just glassy, waxy feeling. The green is not even the right color green.
Yeah. Because,
it's glass, they just dye that glass, putting the chips in it and stuff like that, right? But even the texture of the Moldavite, it wasn't even right.
Yeah.
It just wasn't right. The other thing I thought was real cool with the Moldavite is that we actually have a few pieces left of them. I love these. I had a whole bunch. I sold them. But I've got this one is actually I'll get it down there where you see it. This is a faceted, what's that, princess cut?
Oh yeah, it looks like a gemstone.
Faceted, yeah. So this one, this would be really cool. This is actually 2.01 carats faceted specimen piece. I think there's one heart shape left. There's a square cut and this rectangle cut.
Yeah.
No, I think the square ones are princess cuts. This is a rectangle cut. But these are faceted, and so what they do is they take the Moldavite. The pieces are a little larger, maybe, that are a little clearer, because these don't have a lot of clarity to them right here. But then they can take and they can cut them, and they actually can make really beautiful jewelry out of it.
Yeah.
So we'll have rings pretty regular, maybe some earrings, some little stud type earrings, things like that. But just having these alone, these would be awesome to maybe get something like this, and later down the road try to have it made into like a brooch or necklace or pendant, type thing, or even a ring in it. Because this one's actually pretty, like I said, this is 2 carats. I think they all ranged around that 2 to 5 carat range that we had too.
Yeah, that's really cool looking.
So I thought these were really neat. And then we also get a lot of times one of the couple of things that we sell that's actually Moldavite base are like these bath salts. Bath salts, these things are insane, right? Candles, all the candles, different candles, and incense too. And a lot of times people ask us about that. Well, how do you get Moldavite into a bath salt or into a candle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's from this. When they actually cut and faceted this, all that dust that comes off of it, they just collect it. So my guy that actually makes these, he's out in California, but he's been doing this for like 30 years with Moldavite. So what he's done is over the years, he just buys the dust. That's what he buys. Dust, the small little chippy pieces that nobody can do anything with. And he just blends all the dust and everything in with the candle wax. He blends it in with the bath salts. So
yeah, that's really cool.
The dust is all it really is.
Yeah.
So it makes it really nice when you actually blend it. He also does and we were already out of them. We just got some in, is the essential oils. And he always puts like a little bitty chip in, Moldavite in with the essential oils. What I like about that is because it already has a chip in there, you can reload it. It's just a little glass vial. You can actually put new oils back in it.
Oh, and just leave the chip in there?
Leave your chip in there.
That's pretty cool.
It's like a really cool little kind of reusable that you can also use with it, right?
So if Moldavite only comes from like one part of the world, I assume this I mean, like meteors have hit all over the place.
Correct.
So I assume you have other types of or other things that are made from them that just don't happen to have that same color or consistency or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
so you actually like this like this first one I showed was actually a Tektite.
Yeah.
Okay, it's the same thing. These are found all over the world. I mean, you can find these in the U.S. Okay, you can go out there and dig and find these, because it's the same thing. This just happened. It's just these are typically black. All right, they're just common. Big difference in price too.
Yeah.
The price of this is about a probably 10% of the price of this.
Well, that looks more like or something closer to like obsidian, right?
Yeah,
like
it does.
Kind of the same thing.
Kind of the same thing,
Yeah.
exactly, like an obsidian, Apache tear type thing. But now these are not. Now this is called Libyan desert glass, or even some people will call them Libyan gold. I've got some small pieces too, guys, but I got these big pieces because this right here is what people are talking about also. You'll see this a lot on TikTok.
Yeah.
Tons of people talking about it on TikTok. And this is Libyan desert glass. So it has a little bit of a golden look to it. It's the exact same thing. It just happened in Libya.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and this is where the same thing, because Libya, a lot of desert, right? Same thing. Meteorite came in, exploded right over the desert, and the sand created something, and this is what it is. Now, what's cool about this, King Tut had jewelry made from it. They also had, I believe it was a dagger or something. He had like ornamented, cut and carved into the handle.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, right? So a lot of stuff like that is actually very cool. But typically, also, like I said, the impactites are going to be like that type of stuff, where either a meteorite has hit or exploded right above the Earth. Like these are cool because this right here is called Darwin Glass. These are going to be brand new. We've not had these in the store before, okay? So this is called Darwin Glass. Let me get this bigger one out of here. Darwin Glass is an impactite. It's from Tasmania, Australia. Okay, so these are impactites like your Moldavites and stuff. These come from Australia, though, from the down under. I can't do it. There's no reason for me to fucking try it.
Yeah.
But see, it's just
That's
it's a
cool.
black one. It has a
It's very shiny.
yeah.
Or at least that one is.
This one is, yeah. They actually have like cleavage where you can see where they're broken off, kind of like obsidian does.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
definitely that very glassy look to it. But these are what they call Darwin glass, though. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the guy's name was Darwin.
I would assume.
But we could make up so many great stories. I mean, Darwinism, where somebody dies from doing something stupid, about eating these or who knows what.
Yeah.
No, but I'm going to say these were probably found in Australia. These do come from Australia. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7 of these things, which is kind of cool. They're different. And we're going to have some stuff on these too. Michelle's actually researching on this type of stuff right now for us to be able to, sell it here in the store with the properties, the metaphysical properties and things like that. I even brought, hey, check this one out. I have these. I've got a couple of pieces of ring and things, but this is a meteorite. This is an actual meteorite.
Oh, so that's actually the thing that came down.
Yeah. So this is a piece of a meteorite.
Oh, wow.
Most meteorites are very heavy in nickel. That's why when you get a piece of meteorite like this, even these are pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Okay. These are not meteorites. Tektites are not meteorites. And we always laugh about the bullshit we hear on TikTok, right? And I've seen people say there, oh yeah, Moldavite is a meteorite. Nope, it is not a meteorite, not at all. First of all, it's not even heavy enough to be a meteorite. But this one here, this is actually if you get where to buy one of these, this is a pendant. But this one is from Russia, nickel iron meteorite. Okay, it even tells you right on the back. This was found February 12th, 1947.
Wow, that's pretty cool that they know that.
That's what's kind of cool about some of these pieces. Keep the card. Make sure you read the cards and see what it says here, though. But this one this is the Maritime, Maritine territory, Maritime territory, Russia. So I'm going to assume, since I don't know where that is, but it's probably somewhere towards Siberia.
One would think.
Hasn't there been a couple of meteorites hitting Siberia?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what they think that big that big explosion was that like leveled everything.
Oh
up there.
yeah, that's where they found everything, and it was
Yeah.
just everything was
Yeah.
landed over. Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I did want to bring that in just because the meteorites are a little bit different, even though tektites are created by that. It's really that fusion of that heat, because meteorites, especially when they hit the atmosphere and they explode,
Yeah.
there's so much heat and pressure and everything coming out of that.
So you mentioned the newer the Darwin, what was that called again?
Darwin Glass.
Darwin Glass.
Yes.
So you mentioned that like the you're gonna figure out some of the metaphysical properties to it. Do they all have like similar? Are they useful for similar things, or are they kind of different?
Actually, they are. One of the biggest things they're really good for is actually for meditating, because because of the energy that was used to create, they all carry that very high vibration energy.
Right.
That's also why a lot of people like Moldavite, and even you'll see people now moving towards these, the Libyan desert gold or desert glass. Either one.
Is that
that's
easier to
both
get?
way.
Is that?
It was
Yeah.
until about 8 months ago.
Okay.
Okay. 8 months ago, it actually got hard to get to. I did see some, and I will tell you, coming back from Tucson, while I was in Tucson, I saw a lot of both of these fake. There were literally like people with trays, and it looked like just, probably like 2 or 3 kilos of just raw pieces of Moldavite, and you got it up and you looked at it through the light or the sun and stuff, totally fake.
Do you say anything to those people whenever you? You're
Sometimes
just let it go?
I just kind of laugh and keep going, because you can always, they're never the reputable people to buy from anyway. So that's why you got to be really careful, because you got to think about it. Like I said, that's about 3 kilos of Moldavite sitting on a tray. Well, first of all, 3 kilos is roughly about, I'm going to put in the neighborhood of around maybe $15,000, $20,000. Mm-hmm. Why would you just leave that 20 grand sitting there?
Sure.
Whereas just a piece like this, you could just easily put in your pocket and walk on off,
Well, that's you mentioned earlier about the guy that came in with a piece that was like $40, which would have been like way more expensive. And it always like strikes me as weird that people who are selling these fake things, they don't at least try to pretend that they're more valuable than they really are. Like sell it for, I don't know, $150 or whatever it might be.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
It's
get whatever you can out of it.
Yeah, try to get as much as you can. I mean, somebody's really going to, let you take advantage of them, I guess. That's just, you're right, though. It's kind of crazy that people would do that.
Yeah.
I don't get it at all myself. These are limited, I'm going to be honest. I like these too. These are actually Moldavite chips in a pendant, because the one thing about Moldavite, people like it because it's the high vibration stone, right? Mm-hmm. But it's a little bit difficult to take with you, okay? Because like I said, it's kind of a glassy type product, which means let's say you had it in your pocket, well, if you slip and fall or hit it, or put your phone in your pocket or something, you might hit it, break it or something, because it is easily broken. So it is kind of tough to, unless you mount it in like a ring or pendant and you actually really mount it, it's a little bit more difficult to carry around with you.
Yeah.
I love these guys though. These are pendants, and they're just clear on both sides. Okay. And I've got different ones. This one's actually all Moldavite. I have some that's Moldavite with Herkimer diamonds, some just Herkimers. Yeah. But these are super cool, and it's just chips. It's not big pieces of Moldavite by any means. They're small, chippy size pieces of Moldavite in there. And it even goes on the back. It tells you a little bit about Moldavite. It says Moldavite, Tektite, and it tells you a little bit about what the Moldavite is. Same thing on the cards, like on these cards here on the back, it talks about it, happening 15 million years ago. It fell over what is called Moldavite River Valley in the Czech Republic. Mm-hmm. It gives the story right on the back. So it's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
So, somebody asked me today, somebody's been emailing me, texting me through Instagram probably last week about Moldavite. I'm like, I've got it coming, just chill. And I thought they were coming in today, but he ended up, I think he's going to come in tomorrow. But these pieces here will go super fast, because these are like 1.2 grams. And I just can't, I've got a few of them.
Yeah.
And that's it. I've got a few more coming, but there's just not a lot of that stuff out there to be able to get.
Yeah.
When I got the show, not this last show, but the show before, that's where I got some of the big pieces of Libyan desert glass. But even these bigger pieces of the Moldavite, I got those there because they actually had large pieces, not small pieces.
Yeah.
You know, so it does make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, that stuff is all really cool. It's, you know, crazy to think about how that stuff gets formed and then you go out and find it, and I don't know, that's really neat that you can dig this stuff up and have it be useful to you and have it have such a interesting origin, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this is a new one. Okay, so my guys actually, and this one's not okay. I'm gonna totally fucking butcher this one up. Let me just tell you now. It's Sentimentia, Cintamani, Slavica. Okay, and these are stones of protection, is what they are. Okay, so this is a newer stone that's just now kind of surfacing around.
Oh.
My guess is probably in the next few months, this is going to be a super hot stone for people to get. They already are for people who are actually truly the Moldavite collectors. They're already collecting these.
So is this something different then?
This is something different.
Yeah.
I'm going to just kind of read it. Sentimentia, a precious stone shrouded in mystery, the exact origin of which is unknown. They're not even sure how this stone even forms or anything, right? Mm-hmm. Some say it is volcanic glass, obsidian, and some say that it's a Tektite. And some that it's just from space. So they're just not even sure where this actual has come from.
So the differences there would be volcanic glass would be something formed by lava that's coming out of the earth. Tektite is something formed when a meteor hits, but it was on Earth and it was melted by the force of the meteor. And then obviously from space would be an actual, you know,
like a meteor,
right? You know, piece of that actual rock.
Yes, exactly,
or whatever.
Yep. And the thing is that, like I said, these are very high. Most meteorites are very high nickel content. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's just saying these doesn't mean everything coming from space and hitting the Earth is going to be at high nickel content.
So is that new thing from a similar part of the world then as Moldavite?
No, it's not.
Oh.
They don't even have it on here where it's from.
Oh, okay.
That's the whole thing. Because they have found them in different parts around the world and not just in one spot. They're all the same thing. They're just not sure exactly how it all works. But they have found that it's actually a really good stone to carry for protecting too. And I have a feeling that's probably the combination of with that volcano, because that's kind of that obsidian Apache tier thing is all kind of volcanic glass, right?
Right.
It's kind of the same thing on this right here too. And I think we'll probably see a lot more of this coming about in the next 6 months to 12 months. So this is actually super cool, I thought, though. And I think this is, this is also, oh crap, I got my light over there. This is also the one, I always like to take my phone, the flashlight on my phone, turn the flashlight on, and you set crystals on top of it. And some of them you can actually see the color. Like Moldavite, if you put the Moldavite on, you can see that green color flowing through.
Yeah.
Didn't we have a little light over here? It is. I don't know if this.
Oh yeah, is that thing?
Oh wait, it's not.
That thing on?
I don't know. That's a big old negative.
Nope.
Yep, that's a
Get
negative.
that thing working.
That don't work. But if you get like a little LED light, like a little, those little flat lights you can set and put crystals on top.
Yeah.
Anything like that, flashlights, you can actually get kind of see through a lot of crystals. And this is one of those too. You can see through. It's actually, looking at it, has a very much like an Apache tear looking through it. Very much obsidian Apache tear.
Yeah, like a dark glass. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a really dark color in there. So, but I like those. Those are really super cool. That would actually make this one here. I guess they're all kind of that same. That would make it kind of a cool piece to wear.
Yeah.
As a pendant. It has a little different texture to it. Like Moldavite and those Tektites right there have a very strong texture there. I don't know if you can see that kind of strong texture to it. You see that?
Yeah, it's like
barely?
ridged almost, or
Yeah,
something. It looks
exactly.
like, at least from here.
And
yeah.
this is more of a, it's more of a flat texture
Yeah.
all the way around. So that's actually kind of cool.
So other than, I mean, I'm sure the easiest answer here would be to come to a shop like Soultopia and you know you're getting the real deal. But if you're not, like, how do you know that? How do you not get fleeced by that? Other than paying what's probably a reasonable price for it, right?
Yeah,
If you're getting a good deal, it's probably too good to be true.
Exactly. I mean, you know, it's kind of that you get what you pay for type thing also, but
Yeah.
you got to be careful too. Even when I was talking to my, actually both of our suppliers, we actually have 2 suppliers that I trust. And that's the biggest thing is you got to build a relationship with people and understand where things are coming from. And we do have that relationship with people of where I buy from, because one has been doing it for 22 years directly, and the other's 29 years and 22 years. So that's a long relationship for them to be, you know, working with their suppliers from the Czech, plus me working with them. That's why I trust them.
Right.
You know, and there is a couple other guys that I know that occasionally I'll pick up. Actually, both of them are from Russia, so they definitely have some, you know, ties back into the Czech Republic and to be able to bring those types of things in.
Yeah.
But I do have 2 main suppliers that I like to deal with on it, just because, first of all, I don't want to get screwed myself, but when I'm selling something, I want you to make sure that it's Moldavite, you know it's Moldavite.
Yeah.
It's not something else out there. And I love these by Claude, these TW designs, these types of things. This is actually one of the suppliers I buy. He makes a lot of jewelry. Like these things are stainless steel. You know, they just have glass and stainless steel. And they just are really cool pieces to be able to wear. And they're not even, you know, I don't always talk pricing on here, but these little things are like $77. You know, and so they're just kind of cool to be able to wear it, see it, and, you know, gives it a good look, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's neat.
So it definitely is a good piece to actually have. This is the other one, though. This one is from Arizona. And I've been seeing this around a little bit more. It's called Saphordite. Saffordite. Saphordite. Okay?
And this is
And
another...
This is another impactite, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is an impactite. And these are found in Arizona.
They do have that big meteor crater out there.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. And this one, though, they found this is actually a really good stone for intuition.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so this one's a straight up intuition. Price points on these are super reasonable. This is actually, the price points on these is where Moldavite was 4 years ago. But I think this will be another one of those that will end up jumping up in price too, especially since people have figured out this is a great stone for building up your intuition of things. Okay, just so you know, Sapphodites are a powerful and rare stone found in the vicinity of Safford, Arizona, United States. They have the outward appearance of a Tektite. However, they are a rare obsidian that is formed by volcanic eruption, which threw molten magma into the sky and then solidified into volcanic glass as it fell. The shape is usually round or surfaced by the weathered over millions of years. So this is actually like a Tektite in the way that it forms. However, instead of being by meteorite, it was from the energy of a volcano.
Okay.
So it's the same kind of how it was formed.
Right, like it was
not
thrown in
different.
the air, but it was just from a
Exactly.
different kind of source.
So
Yeah.
when that volcano exploded, it actually threw all that up in the air, which was kind of already fused, and when it got in the air, it super cooled really fast and fell back down to the earth. So these are really cool, though. I did not get any giant pieces. They're all pretty reasonably around that gram plus size, so they're not giant pieces, but you can kind of see them in there, I think. Yeah, there you go. You see that picture of that one. So what's cool about it, these that Frank did with the pictures and everything, like this one, or like this one with the Moldavite. I was talking to him about this stuff. So what he did, he actually just backlit it.
Oh, and
You know,
nice...
put it like, had like a, actually what it was, same thing on this. What he did, it's one of those light tables, like photography light table, or, you know, graphic design light tables.
Yeah.
Old school stuff, right? and he just put it on there, backlit it, put it on, took a picture of it. I did some pictures like that also, and they turned out awesome because that green pops from the center
Yeah.
and a little dark edge around it. Really looks really cool, though, to be able to do these pieces and to light it up so you actually see these things. But the Servidite is a newer one, and that there's out there. This is a great stone for intuition, though, for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'll have these out in the next within the next week. I'll have them out here in Carrollton.
So you carry that and it kind of boosts your natural intuition, or
Yeah, exactly.
oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, so if you're doing readings or you're just trying to practice and get that boost of energy on there, that's a great way to do it. It's totally a great way to do it.
I was looking here on the SoulWhat Facebook page where you can come leave a comment.
Yeah.
Lacey said she got some Yupersite. I hadn't heard of that. Is that something you're familiar with?
The Yupersite?
She said it came from Michigan Blacklight Reactive.
Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah. That's the one that is actually found around the lake there. And what they do is they take those black lights. It takes a shortwave UV light, and they go around like where the lake is, and you just run your light back and forth, and they glow orange.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so they're UV activated. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are super cool. There's a place in the Tucson show. It's actually at 22nd Street, and they sell the black lights, but they also sell the crystals. So that's the only crystal they sell there is the Yupersite, or
Yeah.
that's what they actually sell there, and those do come out of Michigan. Yes.
That's a cool way to display it, like underneath a black light.
I think it would be cool because we got several UV active crystals, and I've got a few more that I've bought over the years. I
Yeah.
want to create a shadow box
Yeah.
with a long wave and a short wave. The short wave is just a lot more expensive light, but I think it would be kind of cool to put a box together and display some of those crystals in it.
Yeah, have them all glow like that.
Yeah, and make them glow out.
What other ones like react like that?
Sodalite does too. Sodalite actually reacts out, and it has that orange look to it also. Pink manganocalcite has that kind of pinkish orangey shades into it. Calcites, different calcites do, rubies do, things like that. So there's actually a whole list of them that really do activate out. Some of the lapis will a little bit because it has a little bit of that sodalite in there, so you'll see those do it. Septarians will, amber will. If you put amber in, it glows out. A lot of the dark ambers will glow out blue, like a bright blue.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so they're super cool. It's like
Yeah.
you're looking at it, it's like dark brown. Look.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you put it in a black light and it
Blue.
will glow out there blue. Maybe we'll do a show and we'll actually bring some of those in and show it.
That'd be cool. Yeah, we could turn the lights off in
Yeah,
here or something like
take
that.
the lights
and
down back here. Yeah.
show 'em.
No, I actually we were staying in Tucson. Is up kind of north towards the mountain ridge area, and I was screwing around. I didn't have my good light. I just had one of the long wave black lights, screwing around with it, and I just went out. Our patio opened up, and it was just like, rock and a little trail and stuff. And I was just out there screwing around one night, and I had that light, and I hit all types of quartz glowing. But then I got one big, huge piece, and it was glowing pink. That's what quartz kind of looks like under that light, with orange all over it. And I found so many pieces glowing orange. I picked a piece of it up and brought it back with me, just because I'm not. And it has that same kind of glow like sodalite does. So I thought that was super cool, though, to be able to bring it in and take it out.
It's an interesting way to go find them like that at night like that.
Yeah, and that's why they do that in Michigan. Is they actually go out at night, take the lights, because it's the easiest way is just take the flashlight, walk, and just back and forth, and you can't miss them. They're bright. They glow bright.
Yeah.
So they do it. People go up there all the time, and that's what they do. Just up against the banks, we're back and forth, back and forth.
So you mentioned that those Moldavite bath salts and the incense and the candles and stuff like that. Do you get similar effects by using those, or do they offer like slightly different things as you would having a crystal?
Yeah. So the good thing about these is that, let's say like the bath salts, right? You can take this bath salt, toss it in your bath, and bathe in it. Well, you're kind of cleansing your auric field and everything with the salts, but also raising your vibration.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing about using Moldavite, is about raising vibrations. And because it is such a high vibrational stone, it also works well with all chakras. So you're getting kind of the clearing protection part of bath salts. You're also raising your vibrations, and you're helping balance out all your chakras all at the same time.
Okay.
You'll also hear a lot of people talk about it's great for manifesting, okay? And also helping clearing out the things in your life to bring in something new, which is kind of a good thing and can be a scary thing too, because it's also a lot about sudden changes. Now, the people on TikTok, they say, oh, I got this Moldavite and I got pregnant. And that's not quite right how that works. Maybe go back to sex ed.
Yeah,
Right?
you need a few things more than just a stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not quite how that one works. But it is a very cool way to look at it, of maybe clearing out the clutter or the things in our life that are maybe holding us up from moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about it being like a high vibrational stone, right? So when it is a high vibrational stone, that's what it wants. It's trying to push us. That makes sense?
So if I'm understanding that correctly, if I'm feeling like stuck or in need of change, that can help push me in a certain direction, or I guess it's up to me whether or not it's a positive direction or so, but it can help impact some sort of change if I'm feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So what it can do is it can help remove those obstacles out of your way that are just obstacles in your way.
Mm-hmm.
Move that crap out of your way and help push you in the way that you need to be going.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that a lot of that falls out, and that is why it got real super popular on TikTok. Plus, it's kind of a cool stone anyway. People love it.
Yeah, it's cool looking. But yeah, everybody's looking for the quick fix or whatever,
Yep.
the one thing that's going to change their life. And
Exactly.
I can understand why that stuff would get popular. Yeah.
And you were looking at all those things. I'm usually watching y'all talk on there, and I haven't even seen anything. But
If you have any questions, let us know.
yeah, definitely let us know. We're both trying to watch. Wait, I will have something. Oh crap! If I can get it pulled up over here, I think I sent this. All right. Yeah, it's loading. Okay, so we're kind of gonna do. Do you have that outline? Did Matt, Michelle sent you that outline too, right?
She did. Yeah, I've got
All
it.
right. So one of the things we're going to try to do a couple of different things each week, when we're talking about different things, but also TikTok has been a big part of people's lives for the last 2 years. I mean, come on, let's be real. It's something new.
Mm-hmm.
They were 1 minute videos, up to 1 minute video. Now they're up to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But they're pieces of information that come across, which could be good or could be bad. I mean, you got to think about it. If somebody makes a video with false information and it gets shared enough times, people all of a sudden take that as to be true.
Yeah, I've seen all sorts of stuff shared on there what it just happens to be something that I know about.
Yeah.
I think that's untrue. But then you start to think, well, what are the other things that I've seen on here that I don't know as much about, and I kind of take that as, somebody saying it into a camera. It's like, who are they? I don't know, but I believed them. So I can see how people get sucked into that stuff. It's very,
Yes.
especially if the person doing it is compelling enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I actually, is it going to come up here? Let me try it again. So one of our big things, one thing we're going to try to do for talking with everybody, right, is actually making sure, if there's stuff like let's say on TikTok that we've seen, we're going to save a couple of the videos and show people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I did a video that's on our page, right? We get people come in the door every day and they talk about how selenite melts in water. Not quite right, okay? Over time, it will erode. It's water soluble, okay?
Yeah.
But it's not like sugar.
Right.
Sugar gets in water, it kind of melts away, right? That's not how selenite works.
It's not going to do it right in front of your eyes.
Right. But a lot of people believe that's what will happen.
Yeah.
So actually, I took a water bottle, just a straight up water bottle, and a little piece of selenite, and I dropped in it, and I shook it up. That went crazy overnight. People watching that video and stuff, right? And I thought it was kind of cool. But the really neat part, I thought about it, was that, crap, and I can't get this stupid video to load, was that the
Is it a TikTok video?
Yeah,
you're
it's a
looking for?
TikTok video, and I can't get it to load now.
No.
But with the selenite, I could take the bottle and shake it up. Well, I left it overnight, came back and did my second video today. I'm gonna do this a couple of times. This is still solid in there.
It's still the same.
still solid. There's nothing wrong with it. Now the thing about selenite, because it's all kind of it can chip away over time. Well, you can see some particles floating in there, but it wasn't a clean piece of moldavite or clean piece of selenite when I stuck it in the water.
Yeah.
So nothing's happened to it at all. But this video I'm gonna post this video later because this video is actually too cool. But speaking of selenite, this is one here. This video here. All right, these are little. First thing I see wrong with this video is that right there. Okay, that person posting this video says that's selenite and honey calcite. Yeah, that's just selenite. It's all, and that's peach selenite and white selenite. And it's actually satin spar. Both are satin spar selenites. Because that's even one of the things I got hit with on my video that I did. Oh, that's not selenite. Well, there's different versions of selenite, guys.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this right here, this person. So be careful, especially if you're trying to learn about crystals and you're trying to learn from, TikTok. Not everybody is correct on here because this right here says selenite and honey calcite, and it is not. It is all selenite. So
you go follow Soultopia on TikTok.
Yeah. I've been trying to do more of that where I'm actually posting out there for people. Hey, this is actually not correct. This is what, I saw this video and here's what it actually really is. But I'm not going to call anybody really out. I'm not going to tag somebody or anything like that. I want to make sure they know where we're coming from. So I will be doing it like a informational type thing.
Yeah.
Like I did with the selenite. I didn't take, because there was a guy on there that I saw doing, talking about selenite. He was talking about, not selenite, but anything that ends in ITE. Mm-hmm. And he literally said anything that ends in ITE will melt in water. No, that's not correct at all. Moldavite ends in ITE, it will not melt in water.
Yeah.
It's not even water soluble like selenite. Okay, and even that saying that selenite is water soluble is a little bit not correct either.
A little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Over time, it erodes away, and because it is a softer crystal, okay, it erodes away a little faster than, say, a diamond. Mm-hmm. It's all, it falls into that softer category. It's like a 2 on the Mohs scale. Talcum is a 1. Baby powder is a 1, basically, right? So that's where the difference is.
Do you get a lot of people coming in with weird notions? I mean, I assume you do, with weird things they heard on TikTok, and you're constantly having to correct them on that, or do you even try?
We do get a lot of things. Like I said, when the Moldavite thing hit, there was a lot of people coming in the door, and that which made things go crazy. But we had a lot of people coming in wanting the information about Moldavite or looking for Moldavite. Like somebody Carnelian went crazy a few months ago. Mm-hmm. Carnelian went crazy because people told everybody that it was a way to find your true love. Well, Carnelian's
sounds handy. Yeah.
Not really the true love crystal really as much.
Yeah.
As much as say rhodochrosite type crystal. And a lot of times, you want to kind of put those crystals together to really get it to, really working for you. Mm-hmm. But, I'm so mad now I can't get to that other picture. Because the other video was such a good video.
Oh.
But I'm going to tell you what it actually said. And I'll try to find it, guys, and post it actually. I don't know why it's not coming up. But, we talked about this, is people talking about things being a closed practice.
Yeah, we talked about that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
So it was a video talking about Palo Santo. Now, I've said this for years. Palo Santo, one, there's several types of Palo Santo tree. Okay? There's not just, like oak trees. Think about it like this. It's an oak tree. Really? Is it a pin oak? Is it a live oak? Is it whatever, red oak? What type of oak tree, right?
Yeah.
Palo Santo is the same thing. There's actually, I believe it's 7 or 8 different variables of Palo Santo. One of the Palo Santos are actually endangered. That one actually thrives on an island which is fenced off and protected by the government. 1 out of 7.
Right. So you're not going to get that one no matter
You're
what.
not getting that one
Yeah.
at all. Correct. 2, Palo Santo that we actually use and burn is not endangered and it's plentiful out there, which is what I've always said. 3, the Palo Santo has to sit on the ground for 5 years. You cannot go out there and cut a tree down and say, there it is. What happens when the tree is on the ground, it's no longer, it's just sitting on the ground. It actually ferments inside the tree, which releases all the smell into the tree where it actually goes all the way through. So that's how you get the scent of the Palo Santo there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The other part of that being a closed practice. Yeah, it's not a closed practice. By the way, the lady in the video that I wanted to show and share, she's the one that does the practice. It's her life. It's her family. Okay, that's which is another part. You know, I tell people, these people, this is what they do. They're basically farmers, and us buying it is how they actually make their living.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is her practice, and you know what? The biggest thing they use Palo Santo for there, you're gonna love this one, because it's not a closed practice. What they say is a religious practice. It's actually to help reduce the mosquito content. So when they're setting outside, they burn Palo Santo to get rid of mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so getting rid of mosquitoes is not a closed practice.
It's not a religious practice.
No.
I mean, I guess it could be a religious experience if you were swarmed
I'm
by
gonna just
them,
tell you
but
right, yeah, if you're getting swarmed by mosquitoes and you get them off of you, I'm very happy. I don't have any mosquitoes.
I'm praying
on
to
me.
whomever to get rid of them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Move those bitches right on out the door.
I heard the same thing about pinyon wood. Will do that because you
Pinion wood, yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, rosemary helps with it. You can get the incense sticks, rosemary, obviously citronella, which we sell a lot of.
Yeah.
Lavender and the English lavender will too.
Yeah.
So those actually, you can burn those outside. I do that all the time. I have my little incense burner that I have outside, and I burn them when I'm sitting outside.
Yeah.
I took one down to the lake. I haven't actually burned one yet, but I do have them down at the lake to burn too.
At least you're not having to worry about mosquitoes this time of year.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's kind of where all that falls in. But I love that video today because I was looking for a video because we did want to kind of make that part of our show, talking a little bit about the different things we see on TikTok.
Yeah.
The good and the bad, okay? Because there are some good stuff out there. You just have to be really careful who you're following and who you're listening to. If I'm listening to somebody who doesn't have, any true bearing on what they're talking about, like this girl with her Palo Santo, this is her life, her family's life, I'd rather listen to that than not to make fun of somebody, but the person who has never lived there, has never done that practice, but she thinks, or he or she thinks that is not the way it should be. Well, you're wrong because you didn't do your research on it.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. You got to research that.
Yeah, and I can understand. I mean, I saw some comments on Facebook that people avoid TikTok. I understand that completely. And there's a lot of crap out there, but it is pretty good about if you like things or if you follow things, you'll get more of that thing.
Yeah.
So if you're very deliberate about what you like and follow, you can find some cool stuff out there that is not necessarily trying to lead you astray or whatever.
Yeah, my buddy said he had to delete it off his phone because he ended up on the stripper side of TikTok, and all he had was strippers, dancing on his phone all the time. He had to delete it off of there.
I guess I can tell the story. Yeah, I used to work in a business where you regularly dealt with clients' social media pages. YouTube was a lot of them. And I remember getting a call or getting maybe an email from a client that said, "Hey, there's all this like scantily clad women on their YouTube page," and it's like the thing just gives you what it's
What you've
learning
been
what
looking
you've
at.
been looking at. Like I didn't do anything to make that happen. Like it just gives you what you've been
Nice.
looking at. And you'd run across that every now and then where you log into someone's YouTube and it's like, well, these recommendations are wild, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Nice.
I don't know that I would have given somebody the keys to this account.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, that's what I told him too. I was like, well, you got to stop looking at that shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's how
blind
you don't get
doing
there
that.
by accident. I can tell you
right.
that. Yeah.
I think he was more worried his wife is going to find out.
Yeah.
All right, so we're pretty much close to time, looks like. But so give you kind of a rundown of what we have going on, guys. So Monday's Valentine's Day. You better get your ass in here and get you something, or you're going to get in trouble. But we do have a special. If you bring in a candy box, if you got a box of chocolates, haven't you seen those TikToks? We're talking about it, right? TikToks. Girls don't want chocolate; they want crystals.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. We got you. If you bring in a candy box and you put crystals in it, jewelry in it, bracelets in it, whatever, you redesign the box with around the chocolates with some crystals and stuff. Anything you can fit in the box will give you 20% off. That's actually going to be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So you got 3 days on that to come in for that sale.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, so you got to bring your own box in.
Eat all the chocolates and then
Eat
fill
all
it
the
with crystals.
chocolates.
Yeah.
Yep. Put them in a Ziploc so you can save some for later. But fill your box back up. So go grab your box from wherever, and then bring the box in here and you fill it up with bracelets, jewelry, crystals, tumbles, raw pieces, whatever you want to put in there. You want to stick them incense in there, whatever. We don't care. Whatever you stick in the box, you're getting 20% off on. That's going to be on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday because Valentine's Day is on Monday. Mm-hmm. Got that? Simple. Bring your own box. The second thing we got going on is this Saturday night is the 12th. I have a spell class. I think there's still spots available for that. I honestly haven't, because I was out of town. Then it snowed again. All right, so it wasn't much of a snow, but I also haven't really looked at it. But I do have a class on Saturday night on spell class. On my spell classes, let me just tell you now, we will do 2 different spell versions, and you will be going home with you to be able to use at the house on your own time. Kind of a cool deal.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. My classes usually, we don't take the full 2 hours, even though it's set of 2 hours. So, we get to sit around and talk a little bit, kind of like what we're doing tonight. We can talk about other things other than what we're talking about on Saturday night. So, like if you want to talk about protection stuff and we're not talking about protection and we have a few minutes at the end, I'll be happy to talk about protection type stuff or money stuff or whatever, right? Candle magic, whatever we're not doing, we can always bring that up at the end. And then not this weekend, but the following weekend is actually going to be our Soultopia Sensation. That will go live on Monday, on the 14th, to be able to pre-book. We had a ton of people pre-book for last weekend. So that website is soultopiapsychicfair.com. And you can book any of the healers and readers for any of the 3 locations. So you definitely want to get on there and actually pre-book readings, healings, or anything like that. Because, Matt, dude, it was like for 3 hours, people were lined up out the door.
That gets busy.
It was super busy here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it does get busy. And there was 2 of us checking people out, and they were still lined up. And so do go online and actually pre-book if you can. That just makes life easier, too, for us and for you, because you actually get, your preferred time slots for your readings and everything.
Yeah.
Makes life easy. Makes life nice.
Cool.
And then we do have Tide. Check out Tide at the internationaldivinationevent.com. We've got a lot of people this week that we've been talking to that are approved, that are speaking. We got people that are approved that are vending, and it's going to be a big deal. Okay. And Michelle and I actually, when we were in Florida the week before last, we met with a bunch of people that will be coming up here. Y'all are going to love it. It's going to be awesome. Plus, it's going to be a disco party. How can you go wrong?
When is that again?
And that's going to be May 20th, the weekend of May 20th. But tickets are on sale now.
Yeah.
So that's actually a good deal. And you can do like tickets for like just a Friday. You can do tickets for a Saturday, Sunday, or you can do tickets just for a Monday if you wanted to. So there's a lot of things you can do with that. It makes it really nice. Let's see, what else? Anything else going on? We got other stuff happening too. I just don't remember everything we have going on, but that's the main things in the next 2 weeks.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds busy.
All right. Well, our time's up, looks like. And if y'all have any questions or anything, please follow up with us, and we'll catch you next week. Good night, guys.
Thanks for listening to SoulWhat, a Soultopia production. If you're intrigued, searching, or looking to schedule a reading of your very own, visit us in sunny Dallas, Texas, or visit us online at facebook.com/Soultopia Holistic Boutique. And if you like what you heard, subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcasting platform to be the first to hear new episodes every Tuesday at 7:30 Central.